Everybody knows it, everyone but you. You're a dickhead.
Hello. I'm all right, thank you. Nice to see you.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, good.
So, we have a lovely reporter behind us taking pictures and publicising our cause.
Absolutely.
And, getting it out there, which is what we need to do. We just spread the message, get it across there. And we had a protest yesterday in Enfield as well. That was well attended.
Oh, was it? Was it good? Yeah.
No, I didn't go. I can't. But we've got a big team across London, and we do all sorts of things. So only a couple of weeks ago we were here blocking every single camera in the London Borough.
I was here. How's North London going? Because it was a bit slow last time I heard.
North London was a little bit slow. Hello darling, you all right? That was Nana J blowing me a kiss. Do you know what? They've picked up a lot in Havering and they've picked up a lot in Hillingdon as well. North London, I think there's a bit more support for ULEZ. I think that's the issue there.
Yeah, need more, that's for sure.
But you know, if you're people that support it generally don't have to be victims of it. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
So, but there we go.
Yeah, you'll probably find most of the car owners here are compliant. So
a lot of them are, but
yeah,
then the argument, of course, is still that just because you're compliant doesn't mean you're not paying off an unaffordable loan to buy that compliant car.
No, that's right. A lot of people
have got themselves into a terrible financial situation, which they now can't get out of because they've got to pay this loan off. So even if ULEZ gets scrapped in, or the expansion gets scrapped in May, the people who've gone out and bought new cars, well, they've still got to pay that loan off, but then they're going to want to sell those cars to pay the loan off, and then of course that's going to devalue their cars, etc.
And then we've got the worry of pay per mile.
Well, that's the other thing. So the thing about pay per mile, Sadiq Khan's already put packages together to make it possible. He's done feasibility studies. He's even done the consultation. Oh look, Claudia's here with the these are the wonderful signs I was after. So that's I'll talk about that in a minute. So that's the Browning Avenue LTN. Pay per mile. Now, if you go back to the previous, or we've had all the elections. Sadiq Khan, first election, he had Zach Goldsmith, who was going to introduce to ULEZ. He poo-pooed it. So Sadiq Khan poo-pooed it, said it's a tax on the poor, then introduced it anyway. Then after his next election, he extended it again to North and South Circular Road. There was a little bit of a hoo-ha about funding from Grant Shapps about that, so we can kind of let him off that. But then he said before the most recent election that he wasn't going to expand the ULEZ into North and South London.
No.
North and South London, past the North and South Circular, and he did it anyway. So now he's saying he's not going to do pay per mile before this next election. I'm sorry, but Sadiq Khan's got a track record of telling pork pies.
Yeah, because he's spent millions already, hasn't he? He spent millions
on the pay per mile project.
Exactly.
So please do not be under any illusion it's not going to happen.
No.
And sure enough, there will be. I would say there will be a consultation. Oh no, it's already happened. We've already had the consultation, and the results have been kept quiet. Although it was leaked that the results were an almost unanimous rejection of pay per mile. Why? Because people are not going to want to pay road tax and pay per mile. And of course the argument, well, we should get rid of road tax. Well, that means pay per mile is going to go national.
Oh yeah.
And if it goes national, you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to cost you even more in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a fortune to, well, I mean, just to go down to your own shops, is, getting your car down to your own shops probably going to cost you a tenner. I mean, it's £12.50 now, but just pay per mile.
It's not going to come around because we've got this banner behind us on all the catchy, correct, right way round. So, pay per mile is definitely coming, unfortunately, if Sadiq Khan gets another term in office. And we have to remember that Sadiq Khan is the chair of C40 Cities. Now, C40 Cities, as the chairman of C40 Cities, he has to bring in schemes to get rid of people's cars.
Yes.
But to us, he's the Mayor of London. He should be first and foremost the Mayor of London, paid for and supported by us. But he's not. He's he's got vested interest as the chair of C40 Cities. Simon, jump around the back. Jump around the back. Come in.
Jump round the back.
Yes, so we can come in. So this is Simon Fawthrop. He's let me just check the camera's right around. Yeah, it is. Simon Fawthrop, Bromley Council. He's got a very clear message on how to vote on the 2nd of May, and hopefully an explanation of how to register to vote, and also about voter ID as well. Over to you, Simon.
Well,
Simon, what's the
question I'm going to ask you is: has it registered, and do you know what it is? Because if you know what it is, then you can say it. Because everybody should be saying it. Number one, vote for Susan Hall, because you know that to get Khan out, that's the only vote that counts.
First past the post. Yeah.
First past the post. Secondly, for your assembly member, you have to vote Conservative. Otherwise, there is a risk that Labour, Liberal, Greens, etc. could get a blocking majority, which means that even if we elect Susan Hall, they would block her. So we've got to be 100% certain on that one. And finally, on the top-up list, you have a choice. I would say vote Conservative. If you must vote Reform, that's the way to do it.
On the top-up list?
On the top-up list.
Right, okay. So basically, vote 1 and vote 2 are tactical votes, and vote 3 is like a proportional representation vote.
Yeah, that's right.
That makes sense.
I think most people remember that.
I think we have to realise that, you know, as much as Howard Cox has done amazing work for Fair Fuel, he's been recognised by Anne Widdecombe recently in a little article. But unfortunately, his chances of getting the London mayoral position are very, very slim, and unfortunately, there is a serious danger that those votes may allow Sadiq Khan to get in. We're really, really scared about that. So, is this going to be a tactical pill to swallow?
And can I just say one other thing? Everybody who's listening to this, you're probably thinking, hang on a tick, are there enough people out there to get Khan out? And the answer is, there are. I mean, I knock on doors, and anywhere between 60 and 90% of people are saying we want Khan out. But you have to be united. Everybody has to do it. Everybody has to come out and vote. If you're not registered, register to vote. If you are registered, make sure you've got ID.
It needs to be photo ID.
If you haven't got voter ID, you can apply to a council and get it free of charge.
So what is that, by the way? So I mean, what is it? It's a voter ID certificate,
yes,
isn't it? So
right.
what is it? I mean, how do you get it?
You apply to the council. I put the web page, a link to it on the main ULEZ page.
So just Google it if you're not unsure.
But it's a government website. It says here's how to register if you need to at the council. And the other thing you can do, if you're not there on the 2nd of May, or you think you're going to be away, or anything at all, any doubt at all, apply now for postal vote or proxy vote. Because if you're not there, you can still vote, but you must do so by applying for postal vote or proxy vote.
Right, so what is a proxy vote? I mean, I've heard of it. Can you just explain what a proxy vote is? That's somebody voting on your behalf?
Yeah, it is somebody voting on your behalf.
Someone you trust.
So for example, exactly. So for example, if you were away on business or on holiday, and usually you apply for a postal vote if you can, if you know you're going to be away, you've got enough time. If you haven't got enough time, you can apply for a proxy vote, so that somebody you trust can do it. And basically it's a proxy vote to get that POXY Mayor out. So, so
proxy vote to get the POXY Mayor out.
You like that?
I do like that. Yes.
So if you haven't, if you can, make sure you're registered, make sure you've got ID, and finally, if you can't get to the polls for one reason or another, a postal vote or a proxy vote. It's all. If you Google proxy vote UK, you'll be able to find one page that tells you all about it. The same with postal vote UK. How to get it. Bear in mind. Khan supporters will be busy getting postal votes, etc., etc. So you've got to do the same. Don't sit back. Don't relax.
I think there's a lot of complacency because a lot of people have said, "Oh, it's okay. Susan Hall will win by a landslide." I think people need to realise this is going to be very, very, very close.
It is going to be very, very close. And basically, remember, we need 120,000 more votes than we got last time round to win. That's all. Out of an electorate of just over 5 million, that's nothing. Nothing at all.
It's certainly achievable.
It's 2%.
I think what you need to remember is that Sadiq Khan was elected by the people that didn't bother voting last time. As effectively, because the people that didn't bother voting were by far in the majority. So if you are disillusioned and fed up, this is your chance to say, do you know what? I'm going to make the effort to register to vote, to get my postal vote or my proxy vote sorted, and your photo ID, etc., and go to that polling booth and get your vote in. It's really, really, really important.
And what you said there is absolutely true. More people didn't vote than voted last time round. So all we need is 3, 4, 5% extra people to come out, and he is toast. And he's goner, and that's what we want. So everybody, make sure you do all those things. But remember, Susan Hall, Conservative, and if you must vote Reform, you do it on the top of this.
Thank you.
And can I add one last thing from me? The one thing that is most important is any vote for anybody else than Susan Hall is a vote for Khan.
Yeah. That is the sad reality of it, unfortunately. And it's, you know, as much as you want to support your party or your candidate, this is a first past the post system. The previous system was fairer because you had a second preference vote.
Let's not digress on that.
But we don't have that anymore.
Let's not digress. We have a first past the post
Listen to
system.
what he says.
We have a first past the post system. Vote for Susan Hall. Any other vote is wasted. Even if you are a Liberal Democrat or Green who doesn't like ULEZ, and there are many of them out there that don't, the only way to stop it is to vote for Susan Hall.
Yeah.
And we need your votes as well
We can
to make
work
sure
on-
we get rid of Khan. But not just on that, he's atrocious on knife crime, he's atrocious on the police, he's atrocious on building houses. He's failed and failed again. That's why he's got to go.
Yeah.
John has asked me to thank you for watching the video and hopes that you enjoyed it. If you did, he asks if you would please subscribe, like and share if you want to. John said ciao and see you on the next one.
Don't go. Don't go away. Please don't go. Don't go. I'm begging you to stay. If you leave, at least in my lifetime, I've had one dream come true. I was blessed to be loved by someone as wonderful as you.